So about a month and a half ago, I was going through all the giallos or Italian productions and came across Castle of the Living Dead. It was the worst framed, poorly constructed, burned to DVD piece of just crud I've ever seen in my life. Go watch. Wow, this DVD transfer is bad. I said, if I could ever watch it again, it better be dang good. Well, in this case, Castle of the Living Dead Blu-ray feature right here from the Euro Crypt of Christopher Lee, which I'm not going to, let's just say, first ever authorized release of the original uncut version, scanned in 4K with new special features. Now, I'm not going to read the back of it. I just want to talk more about this. So, it's more of I would describe it as a good entryway to Gothic horror. And Christopher Lee understanding to like the prototype for when he would become the next generation of vampires. Here he plays a count named Drago, and he appears to be a gentleman and everything like that. Bringing in this troupe, Troupe, saying, "Hey, please come here and perform for me." And there's, these troupe is you've got a lady, you have a couple of average people, you have a little person, not that word that rhymes with Gidget, but a little person. Thank you very much. And then upon watching this, I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Well, they make their way to the castle, and there's not like any lightning or anything. It's a standard kind of rich person's property, I guess you could say. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is 1810s post-Napoleonic stuff, so go ahead and say what you will about that. And when you get inside the castle, you have the big rooms. You have the motif of what's going on. Taxidermy. Except this taxidermy isn't just for, say, like a deceased pet that you love, that you want to keep, or for a taxidermy mountain over at Cabela's. This is preserving recently deceased humans. So, yeah, I mean, when I was watching this, I'm like, okay, so what's going to happen here? It just turns out he just has a fetish for preserving life in a macabre way. And you know what? This movie doesn't it's not like it's aiming to be anything legendary or unique or have a lot of philosophical messages or anything go across. It's a nice gothic standard thriller of the things of just the first 20 minutes of them just perusing. Let's say, 20-30 minutes of them perusing. Go inside the castle where everything happens from there. You have like I said, you have the performances that the troupe is doing. You have the uncertainty of, like, hey, you have Lee with his charming presence, truly. It's like saying, hey, yeah, he's actually being a good person. But then, lo and behold, he still plays the suave gentleman. I mean, yeah, really, but he is definitely the star of the show, being the count, where he's being very polite and everything. But then when you hear his deep voice, he commands the presence. This is, I abhor violence, but I must do this. I will do this if I must, whilst presenting a firearm. And so we get to see a lot of range, and action, and an interesting goatee. It's not like it's a full goatee. It's kind of like being developed. You can tell his right there before he would play in Somerville, Count Dooku, and the vampire movies. So this is kind of like, it's interesting to see the acting going on here. The mannequins that they have, mannequins like the actors coming in, wax, whatever. It was chilling, but not too chilling. It was, exactly what's going to happen. If you do, you do a little research on the embalming and things like that. But at the same time, it's like it is a little. It's uncomfortable, but it's not bad. It's you know what you're getting, and but it's also the fun way of how they get of how all these people get krilled. My personal favorite is having a catapult, a little miniature catapult, shoot a needle into a person's eye. Boy, that was a little. It was unique. I'll say that unique. You have the deceased wife of the count who's been preserved for quite a while, and I'm just looking at him like, yeah, that's a little disturbing, but at the same time enjoyable. Donald Sutherland is also in this. He portrays an old crone, a witch who speaks in rhymes, of course. He was the first victim of Count Drago. Somehow he managed to escape, but remains in an altered state, I guess you could say, of appearances. He also plays a sergeant named Jack or something like that, and some other character that I forget. So there's quite a range going on here. In my opinion, it is the performances that save this film from being anything average. It's one step above average. Like, I would say this is like anywhere. We'll get to the rating later. But yeah, you have like the manservant right here who has quite the unique look. You can even tell he does play a deranged person going around, willing to pretty much please his master, and throwing a little person off of a great height, and just getting his way. It's just so giddy. At the same time, this movie has a sense of it's a dark comedy because when you have the manservant and the count kind of battling, it's not like there's any dark shadows or anything that's supposed to represent this like a true gothic girl. It feels somewhat comical, I guess. This movie does, like I said, this movie has a sense of humor about it, which I guess adds to the levity. It's not boring by any means. No, this is like I said, there's some just with the mood, not the mood shifts, but just the way how things are portrayed. I felt like, oh, this is a nice way how to make the movie go by and not be boring. I mean, obviously, you have some good music. I mean, it even comes with a dang compact disc right here. And yeah, so this is definitely like China. Let's have all the this little card right here. Let's have it in Italian. I can't speak Italian. Some behind the scenes stuff, of course. Christopher Lee was going to, in Italian, but Lee was going to dub his own English voice, but because of what was on the IMDb called a continuity girl, his voice got dubbed by someone else. But Severin here, I think, managed to get everything corrected or whatever. And in order to get like tax breaks, it was Warren. Yeah, who is it? The director? Someone Warren. I forgot his first name. Changed the name to Italian. And yeah, director of photography. Oh, well, they brought in a whole bunch of Italian names to try and get tax credits over in Italy, because this is actually a French-Italian co-production. But with everyone's names being all jumbled and everything else like that, you're wondering, okay, who did this? Who is Mario Bava? Yes, that's right. Apparently he's coming. Did he help with some like the special effects on a ship sequence? There's no ship sequence in this movie. That was probably just meant more for marketing than anything else. So I'm thinking, it's a good try to get his name out there. So yeah, this was director and writer met up, said, hey, let's make a movie. 120 125,000 to 150,000 1964's money. They managed to make it. Principal filming took 25 days. They got it done somehow, and you know, we get an all-right movie. An all-right movie, saved by the performances. And it's interesting to see Christopher Lee in here pre-Vampire, Dooku, Lord, and Wizard. So say what you will about that. Just have a good time. Get some chips as you watch Castle of the Living Dead in a good format, not the other POS one that I watched.